Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to wrap a kitchen cabinet and a bathroom cabinet in a rental space, or if you just have some cabinets that's ugly and need to be revamped. So as you can see, I started off with letting you guys know that you should clean your space with alcohol. It just helps for the contact paper to adhere well as you're going to need a squeegee and a utility knife. Now, the trick to starting off good is to start in one corner and kind of go in a diagonal motion, as well as peel off the paper maybe an inch at a time and go from there. See, it's nice and flat and you don't have any air bubbles that way. Next, I'm going to remove the cabinet door, and it's much easier if you use a little small drill. But you remove the cabinet door and then you're going to bend the contact paper so that it looks seamless. Now, in order to remove the handle from the drawer, you're going to have to remove it from the actual drawer itself, and then you're going to be able to remove the screws. Once you do this, then you're ready to wrap that piece of the cabinet. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. So jumping back over to the other side, now I'm going to use the paper that was left over after I covered the first part of the cabinet, and the reason I'm doing that is because I know this is the exact size that I'm going to need as far as my length. But when it comes to my width and what's left over, I'm just going to use that as a guide, and I'm just going to kind of trace it with my utility knife, and then from there I can just cut it and make sure that I have the template that's going to fit perfectly. Alright, so now that I have that template, I'm just going to place it on the other contact paper and then cut that out. And once that piece is cut, you do the same thing. You're going to start from one corner, kind of align it, make sure that it's perfectly covered, and then you're going to go in a diagonal motion, and then you're just going to go down. And here I'm just using my hand, but again, like I'm going 1 inch at a time. And then use my squeegee and run it along with my utility knife, and I get a nice clean cut, and voila. Okay, now let's tackle the front of this drawer. So basically you're just going to lay your piece of wood down and cut to size. You want to leave a little bit on each side to make sure that you can bend it and make sure you cover the sides. Now the trick is, all you have to do is cut diagonally on both the ends, and then you just peel it and stick it with no problem. Actually, I've seen this trick, I think, on Pinterest. And here you can see where I will have to cut it. I made like some triangles, and so I'll just cut those triangles, but again, it looks really professional. And just put your hardware back on and reattach it to the drawer. Alright, so we're almost finished, but don't forget about the bottom portion of the cabinet, because this is something that we'll be seeing once the cabinet doors are closed. And then you just reattach everything. It's very easy. If you feel that you won't be able to reattach it, go ahead and leave the hinges connected to the cabinet. That way all you have to do is reattach the doors, and voila. Now I did run out of contact paper, that's why I didn't do the other side, as well as the reason why you can still see a little bit of white. Once I close the cabinet, you won't be able to see it, but this is the final look. Alright, next let's talk bathroom cabinets. Now this particular contact paper had me like flabbergasted because it is going in a horizontal motion instead of vertical. So I'm doing the same thing that I did in the kitchen. I'm just removing the doors, and don't look in there guys, it's a mess, but I'm removing the doors, and I'm going to start off by laying the contact paper out. Now the really intricate thing about this contact paper is that it has a lot of faux grain, meaning that there's a lot of lines and they're very big and prominent, which I like because it gives it more of a realistic vibe. But I'm going to show you guys some things to keep in mind when if you decide to work with this type of contact paper. Notice here that I am just basically pressing down very firmly so I can get those nice, crisp, modern, straight edges. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use that X-Acto knife and my squeegee to make it nice and straight. But this is very important. I always like to use my utility knife with the blade up high. That way I can get a nice clean swipe across and it looks very neat. Now here in the corner you're going to see where I split it, and I'm going to have two triangles. So the easiest thing to do is just to kind of cut it off, but the problem with that is, see, it's a little frayed. Now let me show you another option. While you have that same little point, you're just gonna go inside, cut it open, and then you're gonna have two little triangles that you just flap over each other, and it looks really, really good. Alright, so this is the part that I'm trying to explain to you guys. See how there's a particular pattern that you have to line up? So I'm just cutting it down to size, and I think I've lined them up, but I have to make sure that the cabinet doors are equal. Once I do that, then I lay the contact paper down and I just make sure that they're nice and even, and it's going to look very good. So just like I did in the kitchen, I'm going to use my little strips and cover the other parts of the cabinet that are going to be visible when the cabinet doors are open or closed. Alright, so once I got everything wrapped, then it was time for me to take off my toilet paper holder, which I got for $5 a long time ago. And from there, I'm just able to wrap the cabinet again. Now this contact paper gave your girl some problems, but again, always just take your time, have some patience, and it'll work out. So once I put the toilet paper holder back on and the doors, this is pretty much how it looked. So I don't know if you can see, but this is $4. I found this in the as is section. Say that 3 times. I found this in the as is section like many moons ago, and I never used them, but I knew I would definitely have a need for them because they're very modern. So I'm excited to see how this is gonna look. But yeah, $4. And this is a 13-inch stainless steel handles 2-pack. The original hardware that was on the cabinets had 2 holes, but what I ended up doing was I used the second hole and not the first one, so the contact paper covered it. You can't tell that it was a hole there, but I used that one because I wanted these particular handles to be more centered, and this is how it turned out. Alright guys, so that is my finished product for the bathroom and for the kitchen cabinets. And I really wanted to make this video because I find that a lot of people are transitioning to white cabinets. And I already had white cabinets in both my bathroom and the kitchen. But there's just something about wood textures that can really make a space look grand. And I know it's not as trendy right now. Like I said, mostly everybody's into the whole white trend, but if you don't like white, don't be afraid to go with a colored contact paper or go with a wood grain contact paper, because it's really all about balance. and I hope I illustrated that for you in this video, especially in the bathroom. So yeah, that is the final product for the cabinets, and I will give you guys an update on how the contact paper actually performs. I'm probably going to take the kitchen contact paper down because I don't really want to buy another roll. Yeah, I just kind of wrapped that cabinet for you guys just to show you how you can get a different look. Because that's my goal on this channel, to show you guys all the different design options that you can have in a rental space on a budget. And with that being said, I also wanted to mention, I have noticed that a lot of people have been very inspired by my videos. Because YouTube, you know, they recommend videos that you watch and videos that you produce. And so I can't say if they're, you know, inspired by me. I know one young lady did mention that she was inspired by my video, as well as she ended up putting my information in her description box, which I think was so cool, and I definitely appreciate it. And I just wanted to let YouTubers know, like especially YouTubers who don't have a lot of subscribers yet, that there's nothing wrong with saying where you get your inspiration from. It's actually a big compliment, and you never know. You have YouTubers who don't mind sharing the spotlight or don't mind sharing the views, and they'll shout you out. So shout out to this young lady, because like I said, her video was really good, and I really like how she incorporated some of the ideas into her space. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to another creator if you are inspired by their space and you duplicate it or remake it. Hey, we can all win here. With that being said, if you do create a space and I am a part of that inspiration and you want to share it with me, I'm going to start doing some results videos. I kind of got this idea from Chloe Tings. I'm trying to do her ab workout challenge, and it ain't working. But anyway, one day it will. But I think that what she does is so amazing, because she is giving her viewers and YouTubers who admire her physique, admire her work ethic, and her workout plan a chance to be featured on her channel, which I think is really cool. So I think that works for everybody, because the more exposure, of course, the better. So if you are inspired by any space that I create and you want to be featured on my channel, then make sure that you tag me. Then I'll shout you out in my videos. How about that? Alright, so let's keep designing. Let's keep elevating these spaces, because what did I tell you guys? 2020 is the year that we're going to get our space together. Didn't know it was going to be because of Rona, but hey, we're here anyway. So on the next upload, I'm going to be finishing the bathroom. I'm going to lay the floor down, and then I'm going to do like a full makeover for you guys so you can see how it came about and all that jazz. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can be notified. And follow me on Instagram, because sometimes YouTube does not always, actually, let me take that back. YouTube never notifies all of your subscribers. If they did, I would have way more people watching the video. They wait to see what one subscriber does to see if they want to share it to another subscriber. So to prevent that from happening to you, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, then make sure you follow me there, because what I do is every time I post a video, I make sure that I announce it on Instagram and on Facebook, just in case YouTube want to be tripping. Alright, so don't forget, guys, be you, be beautiful, be chic on a budget, and I will see you guys on my next upload later.